The fact that Fremient was able to leave the grounds, could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
What does he gain by letting Fremient leave like that?
So he's challenging me. We never should have sent out Fremient. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought Luke was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably...
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to come. Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremient wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child.
No, I'm the leader of this operation. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please, talk some sense into him!
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back!
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some...
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up! Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably... Someone! Please help! He's sick!
Whoa! Are you okay?
These two. I like the feeling of being trusted. Being able to read human expressions is quite...
Come out and face Wriothesley!
Aren't we at administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the Force's indoor management regulations?
What would you do to my sister?
I read the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can...
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fremient, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremient has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremient is not.
He's not. What do you really want?
LYNEY!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremient should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he is neither.
Wait, you can't mean you locked him outside in the—
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremient's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. LYNEY is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. LYNEY, you need do but one thing to—
You want to see Father?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would—
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face— Mr. LYNEY, you have one last chance to invite your father here.
LYNEY!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremient left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6.
Wait,
2. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. LYNEY.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to LYNEY, can you—
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out, but that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote. Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent— I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what—
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only... The research notes said that the Melazine race perceived... Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value. We often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just... We often see Miss Sijween According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the research notes said that the Melazine race Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a... The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijween be doing during that time? The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world. We often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at... I've been told that the infirmary is We often see Miss Sijween The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the... Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpacked... We often see Miss Sijween... According to Collins, the Pancration The research notes said that the Melazine... Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for... The Fanta promoter has been struggling. We often see Miss Sijween... The Fanta promoter has been The research notes said that the Melazine According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company... The research notes said that the Melazine...
So that's what's going on. The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed... At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all prepared by Sijween, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijween visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijween has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. Unfortunately, Melazines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijween's secret. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring.
The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took... Fanta's internal reports suggest that the Fanta promoter has been struggling. Fanta's internal reports suggest that there's... The Fanta promoter has been struggling because...
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if people get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing... But really, it's just a bottle of the latest, a blood red drink. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try... They came to the Fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Wriothesley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fremient never even crossed your mind. You'll pay... Ah!
Lyney, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, CHEATIGN. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace.
CHEATIGN?
Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
CHEATIGN...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care...
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lyney someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence?
My dear CHEATIGN, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you.
What are you talking about?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, you...
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss CHEATIGN, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you...
I believe I hear foot...
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande. My door.
Fremient...
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will be...
What happened to Fremient? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like...
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. Please, make some space.
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Fremient to where...
What's that look on your face?
Oh, I'm just admiring. How's the situation?
The water has changed. I was only out there.
Where was he when you found?
The abandoned zone.
Closer than I thought.
Locking the door was
Well, I did try to.
It would probably work.
Want some tea?
No.
Fine.
Might as well then.
Take this!
Rain outlines your fate.
One with the force.
Dodge this!
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount. Of course, it would be best if he stayed. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial?
Please, look after Mr. Fremient for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator.
Where is she?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now.
Lyney, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure?
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but...
I'm back, everyone.
Lyney! Oh. Fremient?
He'll be fine, but...
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side.
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him.